Welcome to the Drunk Linux User. I'm Len. I'm the Drunk Linux User. And guess what I found today? Yeah, look at that. On Linux Mint's website, they're now advertising they have 20.3. And when you go to the download page, that's exactly what you're going to see. So if you, for example, wanted to download Cinnamon, you just click on that button and it does show 20.3. So the new version is officially out and in the world for everybody to come get, including me, apparently. So we're going to do something that I don't normally do. So if this kind of falters, we're going to chalk it up to experience. But here's the situation. I got this notification. I did a refresh. And I have this panel that comes up from the Update Manager. It says a new version of the Update Manager is available. If I'm not mistaken, before I click this button, this is Linux Mint's way of getting ready for an upgrade. So what they do is they have an update to the Update Manager. This may include the new repositories for the new version, 20.3. Una. So I'm going to go ahead and click that button, apply the update. Oh, got to put my password in. And let's see what happens here. I'm showing you this as one of the alternatives that you can use to install the latest update. You can use a terminal, but in this case, I think... Oh, look at that. Refresh. We want to make sure everything is up to date. And apparently those two things need to be updated. So I'm going to go ahead and install those. And it shouldn't take too long. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for all this to go through, there have been a lot of questions about the new theme, new style. Some people really like it. Some people really don't. Some say it looks washed out because they've kind of gone away from the mint green highlights. Ah, look at that. And they've gone to a more gray aesthetic. So the "oh, look at that" refers to this. I went to edit, just like we saw in the OMG Ubuntu website the other day. Clicked on edit, upgrade to Linux Mint 20.3 Una. I'm not really making fun of them. It's just Ula, Uma, Una. I wonder what happens when they reach another vowel. Please read the release notes before upgrading. They explain all the known issues, workarounds, and solutions associated with the new version. Release notes, click on the link if you want to go there. I'm just going to go for it. Let's hit next. Please look at the new features introduced in the new version. And you click on the link. I'm going to just click next. New releases provide bug fix and new features, but they also sometimes introduce new issues. Upgrading always represents a risk. Well, aren't we the little risk takers today? Your data is safe, but new issues can potentially affect your operating system. So you click I understand the risk. I want to update to Linux Mint 20.3 Una. And once again, password. Linux is very security conscious. They don't want you to just hit a button saying, "Are you sure? Do you want to give this administrator rights? Are you sure?" Just click yes if you are. Okay, I've already clicked apply. I think we're waiting for something in the background to happen, perhaps. Let's see. Yep, we are. So it's downloading the file packages. So unlike other operating systems, when it comes to security, if you want to actually alter something, you need to put your password in. The system is not just going to take whoever's at the workstation's word for it. Granted, you can set up privileges and special user rights, okay, for each person who's on that particular operating system's user list. But even so, even if there are just times where just having that little bit of extra, I need to think about this for just a moment, is worthwhile. Now, it kind of looks right now like everybody and their brother, sister, mother, uncle, and dog wants to download this new update. Oh my goodness, look at that. We are actually progressing, even though I was completely unaware of it while I was just running my mouth off. So it is downloading at the moment. Let's see, we're at, well, that's not bad. It says we have 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 11 seconds remaining. How about I do this? How about I just come back later when all this stuff is downloaded, and we'll go on to the next stage of the installation. So, don't go away. Be back in just a little bit. Okay, I'm back, and it took a while. I was able to go about 10 miles to the post office, head back, go about another, 10, 15 miles to get back to a grocery store I like to go to, did my grocery shopping, came home, unloaded the car, put things away. I just took the trash out. I know this is all real exciting stuff. And I just got this message. Your operating system was successfully upgraded. Please reboot your computer for all changes to take effect. So that's what I'm going to do now. And I can't show you the boot process because I'm in Linux Mint right now. And when I start that, I lose my OBS. And so it took a while, didn't it? It took a while. It took about about 2.5, maybe 3 hours. 2.5. We'll go with 2.5. All right, so I'll be back again. Just wanted to let you know where we're at. Got a lot of work done. All right, I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so I lied. I don't know how this is going to affect the upgrade process, but I'm going to change the theme back over to standard Mint. And we'll go here. I don't know if this is going to make any difference at all, but I don't want any problems. So I'm going to go with what comes out of the box. I think this is right. We'll do that. And we will do Mint Y. Okay, so this is what it looked like. Let's see what it's going to look like after I push the button. Be back again in just a minute again. Okay, back after a reboot. I don't really see all that much difference in appearance, to be honest with you. Maybe the buttons are bigger. I don't know. I don't see anything radically changed from before, but maybe the buttons are a little bit bigger, maybe easier to click on than before. There's supposed to be a new program called Thingy. It's actually called Library, I guess. So, yeah, that works. That works. Not going to open these up right now, but those were the last two documents I did open, so that part's true. And it's Linux Mint. Change it the way you want to. I think I want to make it back to Adwaita. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change it back over to Adwaita, and I'm going to use the Adwaita Born Dark icons and the Adwaita Dark panels and the C Black right down here. Yeah, maybe I won't. Maybe that's too dark. I kind of like using cinnamon. It just seems to have a little more depth to it anyway. There you go. That works. Okay, so let's take a look real quick at settings and come down here to System Info. It shows Linux Mint 20.3, but XFCE, I'm using Cinnamon. So I don't know where the gaffe is there. But there we go. And I had previously updated to the kernel 5.13, which is not standard. So that's still in good working order. We'll, just for the fun of it, come back over to terminal. Sudo, I don't know why I keep calling it sudo apt update, and put in my password. Check everything, see how it's running, and alright, nothing to update. So there we are, Cinnamon Edition 20.3 Una, and quite honestly, I really don't see a whole lot of difference. If it's more stable and if everything is working great, beautiful. If you're sick and tired of hearing about Linux Mint and you want to try now for something completely different, there is something called Geckolinux, and Geckolinux is a spin-off of OpenSUSE. There's a lot of ways that you can use this to do great works, okay? Now, one of the things that I wanted to point out is when you go to this page, you're going to find out what the features are. You're going to find out how this is different from OpenSUSE. And one of the things that they say is that the Geckolinux prefers packages from the Pacman repo when they are available, whereas some of OpenSUSE's default packages don't work with patent-restricted features, even if the features are installed from other sources. So this gives you an opportunity to be able to use SUSE with more proprietary, I guess, drivers and software. Now, when you go to download, you have different choices here as well. You're going to have static editions, which are supposedly more stable, versions not necessarily the most up-to-date, and there are 8 different packages to choose from here. There's the rolling editions, which is going to have more current software, and this offers 9. And then there's the next editions, and you can get this with just 2, which is Plasma and Pantheon. And Pantheon is what Elementary OS uses. So, if you're curious about that, I'll leave the link here for you on the show notes. And thanks for being patient with this particular video. I know it's kind of chopped up and slapped together and all that goodness. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our very, very good words of wisdom, which are: don't drive drunk, don't drink and drive. Don't go to Amazon, eBay, or MS Edge all buzzed up because you think you're going to buy the coolest stuff, because you're probably not. Bottoms up. Later, dudes. Oh, by the way, I landed a job yesterday. Congratulations to me, I know. Pat myself on the back. Third place I went to hired me, which is awesome. So, I love my new home. Cheers.